If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification.
I just watched the live feed and somebody asked the question in the live feed, is it safe out here? And the responder, the person conducting the live feed said, oh yeah, it's very rare the crime happens out here. Well, you know, that's just not based in reality. There's just no reality to, oh yeah, it's just very rare. No, crime is crime. People are going to be victimized, whether you live out here or you live in a city or you live in the country, you're going to be victimized. I lived in the country and someone broke into my house. I was out in the middle of nowhere. That's where criminals like to go so they can do those things. Of course, they like to go in the city too because there's lots of people. You know, it's just crime is everywhere. And it's just a fact of life. We have police officers and law enforcement, judges and courts, and that's what they're out there for. So it's a fact. So to pretend that you're safe out here is a ridiculous idea. We were out here a year before we got victimized. I don't talk to that many people out here. I don't talk to hardly anybody. But the few that I have talked to, I don't know, half a dozen people, real nomads, I would say 4 of them have told me they've been victimized. So, you know, those percentages are kind of high for someone to say, oh no, it's very rare. Actually, you know, 4 out of 6, it's huge. So whether you live in a brick or stick or in a camper, you can't keep your head buried in the sand. You are at risk of being victimized all the time. There is something you have to recognize that I don't think many people recognize. I just figured it up. 166,000 people are killed every year by violent crimes. 166,000 people. Do you know how many people are killed in car accidents every year? 1.5 million. So the odds of you dying in a car accident are much higher than living life and worried about violent crimes. I never hear anybody on live feed saying, oh yeah, is it safe to drive your RV? No, it's not safe. It's not safe at all. It's one of the most dangerous things you can do in life. And everybody does it every day. I've been in an accident. 4 people in an accident. I was in the passenger seat. My ex-wife was in the driver's seat. Her son was in the back seat, and her father was in the back seat. And her son and father were killed in the car. Hit by a guy, broadsided her, killed him. I was in the hospital for a few days. So people die all the time in car accidents, yet we do it like it's no big deal. But the first question is it safe? Are you going to be victimized? That's just the people that die in a car accident. 20 to 50 million, I think is what I read, are seriously injured or disabled in car accidents. Okay, so now that I've talked to you about the reality of the lifestyle and that it's no different than living in a house, I do believe that you could be victimized out here more easily, statistically speaking, than in a house. I think that this is where the bad guys go to hide out and cause the problems. Should you always be scared? You should always watch your back. And I said the other day in a video that you need to be paranoid. That you want to introduce yourself as them being guilty until proven innocent. Now, are there things you can do to protect yourself? Yes, but it all comes down to money. It's no different than living in a house. You know, I was victimized in my house, but I wasn't spending any money. But when I decided to get an alarm system, I spent, you know, a few $100s on an alarm system. And then I think I was paying $50 a month for the monitoring people to call me if someone broke into my house. Obviously, if you had a van or a Class C or a Class B, you could get out of bed and walk right up to your steering wheel, turn on the truck and go. You can. I can't do that. I got to get out of the truck. That puts me at risk. But again, this is a money thing. If I want to spend more money, I can have better security. You're absolutely right. A lot of people criticize me for, and I'm sure you guys are going to criticize me in this video, as a matter of fact. But I chain my generator to my truck. It is a risk that I'm willing to take to not get my generator stolen. But Rob, what if you have to leave? Well, if I got to leave, the generator is tied to the front wheel of the truck. I'll grab a key and I'll pull the lock off and the chain. It's not that big of an issue for me. There's just so many other things that you got to worry about that I'm really not worried about. Can I make an escape? Because the other thing is there's a comfort level about living this lifestyle. And so I have 2 jacks underneath the truck that I would have to think about. Now, the way I'm parked right now, if I backed out, I would roll over those jacks, risking puncturing my tires. But I will tell you, I've never had to leave in a hurry. A lot of people seem to think that all criminals are stupid. Well, they're not. Most of them are pretty smart. You trying to outsmart a criminal is hopeless. As a matter of fact, when I got broke in, my boss came and talked to me, made sure I was okay, that I was able to work. And so I was telling him some of the security measures I put in place. And he said, Rob, the fact of the matter is, if they want to get back in, they're going to get back in. Their job is to steal things. So the point of this video is twofold. One, don't be naive. If you come out here to live, there's a good chance, in my opinion, that you will be victimized some way or another. They'll steal your generator, they'll break into your camper, they'll flatten your tires. I've heard someone, I was at a campground, the next campground over, they flattened the guy's tires. You will be victimized. So just count on it. But the second thing is, don't be paranoid about it either. If you're going to live out here, recognize, yeah, you're going to be a victim, but don't live your life in fear of it either, because you get in a car every day, and I bet you'll only think about that once or twice a week. So when you actually put these things into perspective, that you get into a vehicle flying down the road at 70 miles an hour, and you run into a semi, you're going to die. It's just a matter of time before you are involved in an accident. It's just going to happen. Statistically speaking, it's there. You still get in your car and you still do it. You drive as safe as you possibly can. Well, the same thing is out here. If you're going to do it, be aware of it and be as safe as you possibly can. Enjoy life. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.